One day, a construction worker left the job site early. When he got home, he found his wife in bed with another man. Seeing red, he dragged the poor guy downstairs into the garage and clamped his important part, in a vise. The man, trembling and sweating, screamed, "Oh God, please! You're not going to cut it off, are you? Please tell me you're not going to cut it off!" The construction worker smiled, leaned in, and said, "Cut it off? Nah, you are. I'm just going to set the garage on fire." A terribly overweight blonde woman goes to her doctor about her weight, so her doctor puts her on a diet. "I want you to eat vegetables and grains for 2 days, then skip a day, and repeat this procedure for 2 weeks, and the next time I see you, you should have lost at least 5 pounds. When the blonde returned, the doctor was shocked to find she had lost nearly 20 pounds. "Why, that's amazing," the doctor said. "Did you follow my instructions?" The blonde nodded and said, "I have to tell you, though, I thought I was going to drop dead after the 3rd day." "From hunger, you mean?" "No, from skipping." The teacher asked little Johnny if he knows his numbers. "Yes," he said, "I do. My father taught me." "Good. What comes after 3? 4, answers the boy. "What comes after 6? 7. "Very good," says the teacher. "Your dad did a good job. What comes after 10? "A jack," says the kid. 3 very different couples want to get married at the same church. There is a very young couple, a middle-aged couple, and an elderly couple of over 70. All 3 couples meet with the priest of the church to discuss when and how they can get married. "In order to get married in my church, I have one rule. You really have to go 1 month without making love," says the priest to the couples. After 1 month, all 3 couples return to the church to talk with the priest again. The priest starts with the young couple and asks them, "Did you make love in the last month after you came here first?" "No, we haven't. And it was very easy to our own surprise," replies the young couple. He then turned to the middle-aged couple. "How about you?" he asks the couple. "It was really hard, Father, but we didn't make love for the whole month," replies the middle-aged couple. "And how about the 2 of you?" He then asks the elderly couple. "I'm really sorry, Father, but we just couldn't make it till the end," responds the old man. "Not? Then please tell me why not," says the priest. "Well, Father, my woman had a can of soup in her hand when she accidentally dropped it on the floor. And when she bent over to pick it up again, well, that's when it happened, Father." The priest, still a bit in shock, then tells them, "I'm sorry, but in that case, you're not welcome in my church to get married." "We're also not welcome in the supermarket anymore either," says the old man. The Navy realized they had too many officers, so they came up with a special early retirement bonus. $1,000 for every inch measured in a straight line between any 2 points on their body. First officer steps up and says, "Measure me from the top of my head to my toes." Result? 6 feet equals $72,000. Not bad? The second officer gets clever. "Measure from my fingertips to my toes." Boom! 8 feet equals $96,000. Even better. Then comes a grizzled old chief. When asked where he wants to be measured, he smirks and says, "From the tip of my weenie to my test." The pension officer tries to talk him out of it, but the chief insists. A medical officer arrives to take the measurement. The chief drops his pants and the doc starts measuring. Then suddenly stops and says, Chief, where are your testicles?" The chief calmly replies, "Vietnam." Little Jimmy puts his hand up in class. Miss, I have to go to the toilet, quick." The teacher replies, "Not until you say the alphabet." So little Jimmy recites, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, U, V, W, X, Y's. The teacher raises an eyebrow. "Excuse me," she says, "but where's the S, H, I, and T?" Little Jimmy just sighs. "In my pants." A woman pregnant with twins had a terrible accident and slipped into a coma. While she was unconscious, she gave birth. The problem? Her husband was out of town, so the only person available to name the babies was her not-so-bright brother. When she finally woke up, she panicked. "Oh no! What did he name them?" She called her brother in a hurry. Brother: "Good news, the first one was a girl." Mom: "Oh, thank goodness, what did you name her?" Brother: "Denise." Mom: "Oh, that's actually nice. And the second baby?" Brother: "Oh, the second one was a boy." Mom: "And his name?" Brother: "Denephew." Ma was in the kitchen peeling potatoes when she called out the window, "Earl, that outhouse is acting up again." Earl, sitting on the porch rocking and whittling a stick, didn't even look up. "There ain't nothing wrong with that outhouse. I used it just fine this morning." Ma fired back, "Well, somebody sure didn't. Go check it before someone falls through." With a heavy sigh and a muttered, "Lord, give me strength," Earl grabbed his lantern and shuffled toward the outhouse. A minute later, his voice echoed from the yard. "I don't see a darn thing wrong, Ma." Ma called back, "You gotta look real close." Earl paused. "How close are we talking? Stick your head in and shine that light." Mumbling about surviving 40 years of marriage and 2 busted hips, Earl leaned inside. Suddenly, "Yow! Ma! Ma! My mustache is stuck in the seat crack." Back in the kitchen, Ma dropped her potato and doubled over laughing. "Well, Earl," she managed through her giggles, "next time, just fix the darn thing when I ask, and your face won't end up where your behind usually goes." An old man was approached by a young man on the street. "Do you remember me?" the young man asked warmly. The old man studied his face, but shook his head gently. "I'm sorry, I don't." The young man smiled. "I was one of your students." "Oh?" the old man said with curiosity. "And what do you do now?" "I'm a teacher," the young man replied. A proud smile spread across the old man's face. "A teacher? Just like me?" "Yes," said the young man. "Because of you. You inspired me to become one." The old man, clearly touched, asked, "Really? What did I do that made such a difference?" The young man took a breath and began, "One day a classmate of mine came in with a new watch. I wanted it so badly that I stole it from his pocket. Soon after, he realized it was gone and told you. You calmly addressed the class, saying, 'Someone's watch is missing. Whoever took it, please return it.' But I was too ashamed. I stayed silent. You didn't get angry. Instead, you asked all of us to stand in a circle, then said, 'I'm going to check everyone's pockets, but please close your eyes.' We did. And one by one, you searched each of us. When you reached my pocket, you found the watch. But you didn't stop. You kept checking everyone else. When it was over, you said simply, 'You can open your eyes now. The watch has been found.' You never said a word. You didn't shame me, didn't call me out. You protected me. And even though I felt humiliated inside, I was also deeply moved. That silent act of compassion changed me. It taught me about dignity, forgiveness, and true leadership. That day, I made a promise to myself. I would become a teacher. And I would teach like you." The old man's eyes softened. He nodded slowly. "I do remember the missing watch," he said quietly. "But I didn't remember you, because I closed my eyes too." Then he smiled gently and added, "That's the true role of a teacher, correcting without crushing. If you humiliate, you're not really teaching, you're only punishing."